Hey guys, Scorch here, extending Halloween into November because I forgot about Halloween and started recording last minute. Then I still took too long and needed to focus on my last weeks of class. But back on subject, this year I decided to play Murdered Soul Suspect because it's short and the ghost makes it fit a Halloween theme. Then I switched to Luigi's Mansion because it's short, has the ghost, but also has the added bonus of being enjoyable. So yeah, it wasn't too interesting of a story, but it does allow me to move on to the actual review as soon as I'm done trying to convince you to sub and like the video. So, you're gonna hit both of those buttons, right? Hey, you know how sometimes you just win a giant mansion in a drawing that you never entered? Well, that's what happens to our boy Luigi, who starts the game by going up to check out his new place. Although he doesn't have a key, he is able to enter the foyer, which is apparently the only door in the mansion that isn't locked. But luckily, an orange mist appears to drop a key right in front of him. And he uses that key to go further into the mansion, where he is then attacked by a ghost. But that doesn't stop lucky boy Luigi Mario, who happens to get saved in the nick of time by a crazy old man with a vacuum. The old guy briefly introduced himself as Professor Egad before the ghost returns with friends to chase you both out of the mansion. Egad brings you back to his lab where he spreads some mad knowledge on you. Actually, he just tells you the plot of the game in its entirety. The contest was a lie, as the ghost mansion just popped up yesterday in the professor's backyard, and that it was filled with ghosts that Egad spent his entire life collecting just for King Boo to release. And also that someone who looks very similar to Luigi wearing red entered the mansion earlier. I guess he just didn't feel like helping out a stranger at that particular time. You know the rest. The professor gives Luigi a vacuum and trains him with it before sending him to recollect the ghost as he searches for Mario. This was a great test by Nintendo to create a story-driven Mario game. Too bad they didn't follow it up very well with the Sunshine story.
Excuse me, but... Huh?
Just before moving on, I want to say it's weird how huge of a creepypasta Luigi being dead is, but no one talks about how the fortune teller alludes to Bowser being dead without Luigi batting an eye. Can you even play this game without the music being stuck in your head all day? Well, if you're like me and Luigi, you can't. Actually, when you play, you'll hear Luigi humming to silence more than you hear music playing. This was always a fascinating wall break to me, and I don't know of any other games that try to replicate it after. It's just one of those many examples of small details that Nintendo uses to become so beloved. And as a launch title, Luigi's Mansion was the first taste many people had of the GameCube, and it left an impact. Unlike some launch titles I can think of off the top of my head. Anyway, Luigi and his mansion look great, miles above anything you would have seen on the N64, and is the bar setter for all GameCube games to come. Each and every room is completely unique, so you never feel like you are going around in circles, and every boss has a little quirk to catching them. I mean, even the lowly ghosts come in 30 flavors. And the way Luigi was presented here would forever change how he would appear in the future, becoming the shy and easily spooked brother instead of just the green Mario. And can we bring up Mario's ego that he decides to check out the mansion before Luigi gets there? No? Fine. Let's just move on then. Mario's a dick. Luigi's Mansion was Nintendo's first real venture with two analog sticks, and they took an interesting approach. They decided they would keep the locked camera angle and make a puzzle platformer with twin stick controls, meaning you move Luigi's feet with one stick and his upper body with the other. The closest game to be able to compare to Luigi's Mansion would have to be Alan Wake, which is a third-person shooter that has you use your flashlight to break enemies' shields before you attack them. Luigi's Mansion is the same blind then attack, except for the fixed camera angle and the capture instead of kill. If you can get your hands on Alan Wake, you should definitely play it. FYI. That's how you fight normal ghosts. There are also 23 portrait ghosts, with each of them receiving their own room and gimmick to deal with. You can somewhat consider the portrait ghosts as puzzles, as you will need to discover how to suck them up, whether it's as simple as waiting for them to be distracted by a yawn, or interrupting their hot bath with some ice mist. If you're feeling stuck on a ghost, you can use the Game Boy Horror to scan for a clue on how to beat them. The Game Boy Horror also works as your map, which you will need to constantly pull out because the hallways are filled with fake doors, and the map shows you if you're next to a real one or not. Also, if you don't need to fight a ghost, a chest of money will appear instead of a chest with a key in it. Also, from watching The Completionist, I learned that if you scan any mirror, that you will be teleported back to the front lobby. So, thanks Gerard! As you progress, you will soon release the boos into the mansion, which starts out alright. A boo goes into every room and you'll need to interact with the objects to find them. Then you suck them up before they run away. They run through walls, so you have to avoid looking for boos in rooms that share walls with rooms that you can't yet enter. And like I said, this starts out fine, but then the boos start getting more health and start going through the walls faster. And lastly, when you beat the game, you unlock the Hidden Mansion, which in North America is just a higher damage with a stronger vacuum. Although I did hear that Europe gets a mirrored mansion. Luigi's Mansion is a fun time. It's basically a survival horror game without the horror, and it's short but very replayable. So I give Luigi and his mansion an 8 out of 10. I mean, what other game has you hit the moon with a star to create a path of stars to a star? What the hell is that? Anyway, thanks for watching this video a month late. Hope you enjoyed it anyway. I'll definitely be completing my Kingdom Hearts review before the end of the year, but just in case, I think you should hit that bell icon.